Hey guys, what's up? MadSeason here, back with another video for you. A question I've been getting a lot on this channel is if we'll see gold inflation or deflation with the release of Legion. As you may know, a number of gold sinks are being introduced this expansion, and ways to earn gold such as the Garrison gold missions are being nerfed. In this video, I'll talk about all of this and share some of my thoughts on how the economy may be affected with our transition from the Warlords of Draenor expansion to Legion. There is a lot to talk about. I guess a good place to start would be the fact that the gold cap is getting raised to 10 million this expansion. It used to be capped out at 1 million, for Legion they're raising it all the way up to 10 million. This may have an effect on the overall value of gold for a couple of reasons. First off is a lot of the items such as some of the old trading card game loot has exceeded the value of 1 million gold. Because of this, a lot of trades are done directly through the trade menu. The issue with this is the auction house is one of the way gold is taken out of the economy. For every item that sells, a 5% cut is taken away. So that gold is deleted from the game, and it's one of the systems Blizzard has in place to combat inflation. The same is true for the deposit of posting items, repairs, flight costs, items bought from vendors, and so on. Now that the gold cap has been raised, this will result in higher priced items on the auction house and therefore larger cuts to go along with that. Another thing to note is that this will also have a big effect on the black market auction house. The way this works, for those of you who don't know, is that everything is based on bids. There are no buyouts with the black market auction house. So this too is limited by the current 1 million gold cap. Something that's different from the normal auction house though is the fact that it's not just a 5% cut from the original sale that gets deleted, all of it is. Every item sold on the black market auction house are sold by NPCs, so all of the gold that gets bid on these items is taken out of the economy. So because the gold cap is getting raised to 10 million, we no longer have that 1 million gold cap to limit things. Some of the more rare items like the Swift Zuli and Tiger will go for way more than that once the cap is raised. Something else that'll probably have a notable effect on all of this are not from the gold sinks, but rather from the gold nerfs. Specifically, I'm talking about the upcoming Garrison gold mission nerfs. Mainly due to Garrisons, the Warlords of Draenor expansion has inflated the value of gold by an insane degree. It's crazy just how much gold you can make by leveling multiple 100s just for your daily Garrison stuff. A lot of people, including myself, have leveled characters purely for the sake of maxing out a level 3 Garrison to earn gold. A while ago it's been confirmed that at least the gold missions are getting a nerf. They're being switched over to Garrison resource missions, which will still be lucrative in some ways, but not nearly as much as the current gold missions. This will take a very large source of gold out of the game, so it's an important change to consider when you're trying to predict if we'll see inflation or deflation. Aside from all of that, there are some other gold sinks. I'm sure a lot of you already know about the Mad Merchant, who sells a handful of ridiculously expensive items. He sells a spider mount for 2 million gold, a companion pet for 1 million gold, a 34-slat bag for 500,000 gold, and a toy for 250,000. A lot of people are expecting a large amount of gold to be taken out of the game from this vendor, but personally I'm not too convinced. One of the game developers, Watcher, said it best, I think. He says that for a gold sink to be meaningful, it has to be widely available to everyone. These are things like repair costs and the auction house cut that I mentioned earlier. I think these items are more aimed towards the super rich players, which make up maybe 2% of the total population. Even if they drain all of their gold on this, I don't think it'll really have any meaningful effect. And it's sort of the same mindset for the auction house and the black market auction house as well. For those to have an increased effect on deflation this expansion, people would need to spend more than 1 million gold on an auction. And while that will of course happen, you're only affecting the richest of the rich, which once again makes up a very small percentage of the population. I think the same goes for the new Kirin Tor ring too. This isn't as expensive as some of the Mad Merchant items. It costs 250,000 gold and it functions as a hearth to Dalaran. I don't think that this will really have a noteworthy effect, mainly for the same reasons as the Mad Merchant, but it's also the fact that we already get a Dalaran Hearthstone in Legion. It seems kind of redundant to have a second one, especially considering that some classes such as the Druid, Death Knight, and Monk have abilities that teleport to their class halls, and in their class halls there's a portal to Dalaran, so I don't really see too many people buying it anyways. A good example of a much more meaningful gold sink would have been the respec costs, which is something they've now scrapped. Not too long ago it used to cost you some gold to switch between specs, and this is of course something that pretty much everyone would do several times over their course of playing the game. Now I'm not saying that this is/was a good thing or a bad thing, I just wanted to give you an example of a more effective gold sink. So there are a lot of angles to this, a lot of things to consider. Hopefully now though you have a better idea of how all of this is being affected. To answer the question, inflation or deflation, honestly I don't know. I don't think anyone does. We can come up with theories all we want, but at the end of the day we'll never know until probably a month or two into the actual expansion. If I were forced to make a guess, I would probably say we'll still see inflation, but very little of it. Certainly not at the level of the Warlords of Draenor, that's for sure. It's hard to say though. I just think that inflation is just a natural part of the game, and to ever stop it, you would need to introduce systems such as the respec cost, which obviously outraged a lot of people because they've now reverted it. I think the best they can do is stymie it a little bit and slow its progression, not reverse it. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. At the very least, I hope you found enough information in this video to get a good idea of how things are looking so far. That's all I care about, is if this video is worth your time. Anyways, that's all I have to talk about, I guess. Thanks for watching the video. Give it a like if you liked it, and if you really liked it, let me know in the comments and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching, good luck, and peace.